Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Silver Tears Tarot, and welcome to today's reading. We're going to be talking a little bit about the opportunity that we've been talking about. So, as we were kind of wrapping up the extended in yesterday's reading, I realized maybe it's a matter of understanding a little bit more about what comes in with this opportunity. And so we're going to take a look into that. You've got some opportunities coming your way. Now, remember, your person also has opportunities coming your way, and you guys are really mirroring each other with regard to how you're responding to them and opportunities and like what you're saying to yourselves. Your inner dialogue is incredibly similar. It's one of the things that came up for me in my meditation this morning. So we're going to get into it a little bit more about just what is it that comes in with this opportunity. We know that there's something for both of you to learn. We know that there are things that are going to help make you more prepared for coming back together into a reunion between the two of you, if that is what you ultimately want to do. Definitely will help with the reconciliation between you and within each of you. So let's go ahead and get into that. It's going to be a general reading for people in this collective, so it's not going to be for everybody. If it does resonate with you, then you may want to think about subscribing or checking out some of the other old messages, or they're not, some of them aren't very old, but checking out the other messages because they are all very much, like I was saying, connected. So we'll start out with looking at that emotional and energetic backdrop. And I like to get this because it helps to give us perspective on how to look at the rest of the reading. It's a quiet time. A lot of communication feels like it should be coming through, but it's not. If it is, it's surprising even them. So we've seen a lot of energy of wanting to communicate. Now we see it kind of feeling a little bit more locked down, maybe a little bit more locked down on your side too. Like you don't feel like you're necessarily prepared for what happens as a result of it, and a little bit of battening down the hatches so that you can deal with something internal. With this Devil card, we've got the Page of Cups in the reverse, the Emperor in the reverse, and the Devil card in the upright. Emperor in the reverse is about trying to establish control or trying to grasp control around what's happening. So it's trying to catch something as it's falling to the floor. It's that kind of thing, only it's a little bit more insidious. It turns out being a little bit more insidious. The intention is not always. With the Devil card, it's about, okay, I recognize I've got an issue and I've got to face it. Not necessarily quite ready to face it, I would say, in this energy, but it's there. It's awareness, a lot of awareness on everyone's side. This is really a broad kind of energy. It's the energetic backdrop that everybody is just kind of swimming in. So this goes beyond people that are in this collective. There may be a lot of awareness of needing to address some things in life. It's like that sense of New Year's resolutions, or that feeling that comes up toward the end of the year as people move toward the holidays and start to really think about things. Some people it's going to be fairly small. Some people it's going to be pretty big. One of the things I will say is you've got a great ability to thread the needle, and a tendency not to be rash in decision making. There's not that energy behind all of this that pushes you to just get it done. There's a sense of allowing things to pan out a little bit more slowly, allowing them to play out in a way that makes a little more sense. But it is not a real touchy-feely energy. With the King of Cups in reverse and the Five of Coins in the upright, I get the sense that there's still some of that lack of resolution. Five of Coins in the upright is the feeling of someone leaving themselves out in the cold, having the opportunity to go in but not taking that opportunity. This is the person who has the key for this door, but for some reason they aren't giving themselves the opportunity to use it. With this King of Cups, oh, I wish that Queen of Cups was part of it. With that King of Cups energy, there's a sense of emotional distance that is kind of, it's not really like dramatic emotional distance. It's really more of a matter of, well, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that, or I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. It's that kind of thing where it's not wanting to jump in to a situation that actually could create a little bit of, it could create a little bit of, I mean, there's a lot of change that's in the air. We have a lot of change in the air, but a lot of resistance toward making that change. And we saw resistance on both sides for that, as we looked at you in previous readings. We have the Eight of Cups. There is a realization of a need to go out and check out the lay of the land, to try something new, to find that thing that's going to make you happy. We also see the Seven of Swords in the reverse here, which is exactly how I like to see it, because this is being able to access the work that you've done so far, or the improvements that you've made so far internally. With the Queen of Coins, we have a feeling of it's emotional accomplishment, but not like it's not a real egotistical sort of emotional accomplishment. It's that catharsis that comes from having done something very positive for and with yourself. But with this Four of Coins that we see here, there's still a need. There's still something coloring this negatively. There's still something that is getting in the way for you, and it's ultimately something that it's an outcome you'll need to let go of. That first mantra that is my meditation every day comes to mind. And I do my meditation multiple times per day, but it still tends to be the very first mantra. And it certainly is when I write it down. It's about not being attached to outcomes, not being attached to people or situations or outcomes, releasing all those expectations and assumptions about people and situations and outcomes. Even with this ability to kind of move into a better place, there is a tendency to be holding yourself back. And like I said, this is a very much a shared energy. It's not just you. It's kind of that emotional and energetic backdrop. It's what you're swimming in. So as we look at the question, as we look at what's happening in this opportunity, we take this into consideration, that this is under the surface and this is kind of the moment that you're living in. Also a little bit of discombobulation, feeling out of balance, but it's a day-to-day sort of imbalance. It's not necessarily my life is crazy. It's my life is crazy today. It's that kind of feeling. So that's what's in our emotional and energetic backdrop. Let's take a look now at really the business end of this reading. Is about the question, what comes in with this opportunity that we keep hearing about? We hear a lot of wonderful things about opportunity that's coming your way, why you're resistant to it, but what's coming in with it? Well, this is going to help you it's going to help you uncover no, it's not going to help you uncover what it is that you want as much as how to look for it. That's really what you're going to get from this. So the Eight of Cups is about the quest for something that is very important, not necessarily that thing that's very important itself. So it's not about, the Nine of Cups could come out here in a minute, and you could easily find what it is that you're looking for and what makes you happy. But the thing about this, the key thing about this quest is that it is ongoing. So you don't find what you're looking for and then get comfortable and stay there. You get there and then you discover that there's more to it. You've got constantly something changing, and as you accomplish things, what makes you satisfied and happy will also shift. You've got a sense of something not being complete here, something that's not done. So one of the things that I feel like about this opportunity, this new opportunity that's coming in for you, is that it is something that you've wanted to do in the past, and it may even be something that you started to do in the past and just didn't get all the way through it. You started a certification or a license, or you started something and didn't get to and you didn't get to finish it, or you could potentially have started a relationship somewhere and ultimately didn't have a chance to finish it. So here's something. There is resolution in this. Is not necessarily a romantic relationship. You've got it could be an ex, could be somebody that you kind of never got things off the ground with. There is a sense that in this opportunity something arises that makes you reconsider the way you left something with somebody. You definitely have something that's maybe unrelated, that is unfinished. It feels like it leads you into this place of, you're going to run across a soulmate here. I mean, we've seen it in previous readings, and I was talking yesterday about how I didn't specifically see it come out in the cards, but it's like, well, here you go. Now it's definitely coming out in the cards. So yes, we see the Lovers right there out in the cards, and it's super clear that it's not... what's clear about it is that there's a soulmate in the cards. What is not clear about it is how you're going to manage the choice that comes along with it, because there is indeed a choice that comes along with it. And it is not necessarily just a should I get together with this person or not sort of choice. There is a broader lifestyle choice that has to be made here on your part. And I feel like they will have some say in this matter as well. Something gets really out of balance here. But the thing is, I don't know that you get disturbed by that or super concerned about it. You are going to be in a place where you feel like you need to fix it, and you're going to be in a place where you can fix it. So right off the bat, this opportunity does start to have a lot of fast moving energy. It starts to get really interesting really quickly. Dropped some cards, but they're face down. It does have a tendency to get rocking and rolling pretty easily or pretty quickly. So it's like one of those movies where they drop you into the action pretty much right at the beginning, and you never have a chance to be bored or to be sitting there wondering when things are going to get started, because it is off to the races pretty much right away. And that's how this feels. Definitely have seen a little bit of this. So by the time this soulmate comes in, you're already like, whoa, there's a lot going on here. But you're also pretty riveted. This is something that's going to take you by surprise a little bit, how much you become attached to it, I guess, but not necessarily attached in an attachment sort of way. You become passionate about it. It sets you on fire more than anything else. You are impacted by it more than attached to it, I guess. So we've got the High Priestess, answers coming that have been, these are answers you've been looking for. These answers have also been looking for you. Now, they don't all bring happiness. So some of these answers you get and you go, oh, that's really not what I was hoping would be the case. You're going to find out that a partnership that you have previously enjoyed is no longer enjoyable. So this is a good friend going away. This is an ex that you, not necessarily this person, okay? It's not necessarily this soulmate or this person that you have been getting readings about, but something is going to fall apart, some kind of partnership that you probably didn't expect to fall apart. So be aware of that. And it does feel fairly, I mean, I know there's no such thing as permanent, but it feels pretty final. With the Three of Cups here in the reverse, there is also a sense of something that happens that is socially not your favorite thing. So it does bring good change. It doesn't seem painful, just seems a little bit awkward. You walk away from it, and I think it's more painful for somebody else. I definitely get the sense that there's more of a challenge there. So you've got a lot of kind of life drama, not necessarily drama like the bad kind, but there are things that are happening, coming up with this change and with this opportunity. You have a soulmate, you have a shift, that definitely some things that are twists you were not expecting. The Wheel of Fortune is a significant card of change. 10 of Coins, this is change in your actual household. Now, I don't get the sense that that's bad either, but it is fairly significant. You are suddenly victorious on something that you've been trying to do for a long time. So when I say the energy starts moving with this, it's just like thing after thing after thing. It is not without its struggles, but you are moving in what I would say is an incredibly positive direction. That is a strong sense of what comes out here. So you're moving in an incredibly positive direction. You need this opportunity. So for those of you where I said, like if you've got an opportunity that you're staring down, you should seriously consider maybe taking this opportunity, or at least looking at it very closely. I will never tell you what to do. As a tarot reader, that is silly. I know that your free will is really what's going to determine that, but I'm going to help you understand where you may wish to apply that free will, give you some things to consider and about the energy that you're living in, so that you have some idea of when you see it, oh, hey, I've already heard about this, and I already know that there are some implications I might want to be aware of. So here's an opportunity, and one of those implications is that you may be heading in a direction you really, really will lead to fulfillment, and will lead to fulfillment of your destiny. I mean, not to put it too heavily there, but with the Five of Wands, like I said, we do have some struggling here, but you also end up in an incredibly successful place. So I feel like this is something ends with somebody. It's a friend that you part ways with, that you kind of didn't see that coming. Maybe it happens in a social situation. So there's your social situation that doesn't exactly go the way that you would want for it to. It creates a struggle between people socially because they aren't quite sure which direction they should be going, whether they should be following you or whether they should be following this other person. But ultimately for you, it ends up being, like with the Six of Wands, it ends up being a big success or a big positive. It lightens your load. I'm going to say that. So this is maybe somebody that you're walking away from, or might not even have to walk away from them. Might just be somebody that you'll no longer deal with. So it seems relatively permanent, but I'm not talking about like somebody passes away. I'm just talking about like you just don't have to ever deal with them again, or no reason for you to run across them after you make the decision not to be together. And so it does cause some struggle, but you're able to get past that. I think that the Six of Wands far outweighs the Five of Wands. So the success far outweighs the challenge and the struggles that come in as a result of it. You also have the Chariot, though. So this is going to unlock something for you in the direction of where you need to go. We know you're moving the direction that you need to go, but this situation helps to unlock it for you and really give you lessons in the right direction, lessons that help you move in the right direction. Okay, let's take a look. Let me try to keep this on there for you. We're going to take a look now at what your area of focus can be. And sorry about the pup in the background. I know I can hear the delivery truck out there. It's early, but they're here. So we're going to look at where your area of focus can be given what's out here on the table. And keeping in mind that a lot of what's on the table is you've got an opportunity that actually does a lot to change life for you. You are going to have to let some things go in order to jump into it, and there's a tendency to want to hold on, but there's also this incredibly strong ability to be successful. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the part that's about your lessons and the part where you can be looking to focus. Cultivate that tendency for you to feel like you're going to be successful. That feeling of being confident, being willing to take on whatever you need to take on in order to accomplish what you need to accomplish. You have this that lives in you, and in some cases it's been dulled a little bit in recent weeks and months. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, you have a Tower, you have a Ten of Cups. I am pleased with the way these things feel. So that Ten of Cups is about you're running into some things that are really amazing and impressive here. Impressive, but exciting. So this Lover's card in particular gets my attention because there is something about this person, this soulmate, that seems like it's too good to be true. And now it's about, well, what are you going to do when you are faced with them? It will put you into a Tower situation, okay? This maybe not immediately upon reaching out to this person or meeting this person, but you are going to be put into a Tower situation where you are going to suddenly be having a serious talk with yourself about how you want to proceed forward and whether you are afraid to do so, whether you are, this ties in another reading, whether you feel adequate or inadequate. If it feels like that situation where you're going to feel inadequate, remember, this is that opportunity for you to really shine. So keep in mind, could be kind of a tumultuous experience from an emotional standpoint, but I don't get the sense that it's bad. Once again, I am reminded that the worst of the pain is behind you. Now, everything doesn't get resolved right away. You've definitely got a situation with this soulmate here that isn't going to end up being easily harmonious. You're going to have to work through something, but there's more than that. There's a choice that's brought on based on this situation that you're going to have an opportunity to focus on. And I feel like you're going to pass. It's like a test that you'll pass with flying colors, but you've got to really pay attention to, okay. Wait. We do want this one. You've got to really pay attention to the red flags that come out. So red flags come around with this soulmate because this one won't be perfect either, but it's okay. Doesn't mean they won't be exactly what you need and what teaches you what you need to see. This time, though, be looking for the red flags a little bit differently, and maybe just keeping that lack of attachment to the outcome. So that way, whatever happens, happens, and you can end up being happy with it. This is an opportunity for you to drop some of that ancient pain. some of that ancient pain that you have been bringing with you for a very long time. You have the opportunity to let some of that go and to move on from that. This is huge. This is exactly the sort of thing that's going to make you better as you move back into your primary relationship, or that person that you might refer to as your twin, as your current soulmate, the person that you're getting these readings about. We know that this situation that you're embarking on, this opportunity, theoretically brings you to a better place. But this is part of how it happens. It's about getting past some of that ancient pain. It's again about a little bit about really that inner child work. And I'm sorry I keep using that term, but it really is the best term for the job. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. It is about becoming, and I'm just summing it up by saying becoming the thing that you most needed when you didn't have what you needed. Some caretaker wasn't giving you what you needed. Be sure that you're staying very open to suggestions, but not necessarily that you're going to be gullible or fall for situations that aren't worthy of you. Okay, it may bring out some, when you get into this old pain, there may be some triggering that brings you back to a place where you're focusing on the negative. You have a tendency to focus on the negative. It is a reflex response. Keep in mind, there's still these 2 cups back here. So this person is focusing on the 3 cups that have fallen, and the liquid is out, and there's no opportunity there. But there are these 2 cups back here still full, still plenty of opportunity for transformation and change. And they are not currently focused on these things. So a more balanced approach would be to be able to see, to be able to see the negative and the positive, and be able to take them all into consideration. But what we have right here is a tendency to focus more on that negative. So we also have the Death card coming out in the reverse, talking a little bit about a change that you may be reluctant to let go or to let happen. You're absolutely encouraged to allow that change to happen, but this is something that we've been seeing repeatedly in the readings for the last few, I guess it's been for the last few days. We've been seeing a lot of that. We've also been seeing some of this King of Coins, and what really comes out for me here is the emotion of feeling like you deserve what's there. So there's going to be a situation where you don't feel like you deserve what's there, and then there's going to be a situation where you feel like you do. Let me open the door for the dog. Okay, sorry about that. We have a whole household going on over here, and they're starting to really get rocking and rolling. So let's look to see what else wants to come out, because that was not the last of the cards for you on that. That King of Coins, though, I really like the way that feels, and I'm so glad that it comes out in the upright, because it gives me the sense of hope. I feel like you're going to do well under that energy of, because you're having that realization where something doesn't feel like it's right, and then ultimately you're able to turn around and say, nope, this is what Silver was talking about. I'm ready to make it right. You've got the Ace of Wands talking again about that feeling of opportunity, but it feels like a land of opportunity, or like every time you turn around, there's something new for you to see, something new for you to learn. We know that things get started fairly quickly with this, so it's going to be a wild ride, but a really positive one. The one thing I will say is it's going to show you every place where you have what feels like a chink in your armor. So everything that feels like codependency. I mean, we told you in a couple of readings ago, I think it was, I don't know, I get a little bit mixed up, but a couple of readings ago, I think, I mentioned something to the effect of look for anything that smells like codependency, and look for it, like go to the base of it. This is that opportunity to do that, but you're going to be doing it with this King of Coins behind it. And I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know what I said, but I remember saying that and realizing that like you're gonna be so much less threatened by this than it sounds when I use words like that. But I feel like with this King of Coins energy, that's going to be part of what really kind of makes things better for you and makes it easier for you to manage this feeling of codependency. So I cannot wait to get into the extended and look a little bit more deeply at your situation. Just kind of, when we get into the extended, I guess it's a matter of understanding all of this a little bit more deeply. You've got a significant change coming. There's some resistance to that change. There are people that are going to be coming in and out of your life. I guess when we get into the extended, what I would really like to, after having seen all of this, what I'd really like to understand a little bit more of is what is like what you can expect, what this could actually look like for you, and what happens on this trajectory. You are building yourself and like rewriting yourself as this is happening. So what does that look like? And that's what we'll get into when we get into the extended. Thank you for being here with me on this. The information for the extended is down below this reading, or down below this video in the description. You'll see the link to get there. I am looking forward to digging into this a little bit farther, and understanding more of what's happening with this soulmate, just kind of more of what's happening with this situation, because it looks like it's moving into a very electric, exciting place. So thanks for being here once again, and I will see you in the extended. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning.